Hello everyone, this is Tehnuma Khan and we are doing the chapter The Constitution and the Preamble. In our earlier class, we have already discussed about the Indian Constitution. So let us know about the Preamble today.
We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
So what is a preamble? Preamble is the first page of the Constitution, which is an introductory statement to the Constitution. That means the preamble is an opening remark or an introduction to the Constitution. It gives a summary to the Constitution, as in what all does the Constitution includes in it. It helps us to understand the vision and the purpose of making of the Constitution and its uses. Preamble was modified or amended only once by the 42nd Amendment Act, and the terms like socialist and secular were added to it in the year 1976. Now, the preamble tells us about three important things. First, the source of the Constitution. Second, the nature of the Constitution. And third, the main objectives of the Constitution. We, the people of India, is the source of the Constitution. Next, the nature has different terms like sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. And the main objectives of the Constitution are justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. So now let us discuss about the source of the Constitution. The first line in our preamble, we, the people of India, is the source of the Constitution, because this line tells us that it is the Indian people who have made the constitution, and not any external power has imposed the constitution upon us. It is on behalf of the people or by the will of the people that the Constituent Assembly had made this constitution and given us. Next, we will discuss about the nature of the constitution. So the first term in the nature is sovereign. The term sovereign shows that India is an independent or free country which can manage its own internal matters and do not need any external help to run the country. It implies that India is internally and externally sovereign or free. Externally free from the control of any foreign power and internally free to form its own government elected by the people. Hence, no outside power can control or interfere in the internal as well as external affairs of the country. So there is no external interference. The next term is socialist. This term was added to the preamble in 1976 by the 42nd Amendment Act to promote socialism in India. Socialism means equal and fair distribution of the country's wealth among all the sections of the people. It means providing equal opportunities to all and to remove the difference between the rich and the poor. The next term is secular. This term was also added to the preamble in 1976 by the 42nd Amendment Act. It tells us that all religions are equal. A secular state shows that it does not have an official or state religion. It does not discriminate anyone on grounds of religion. It does not favor or promote any religion, and all are free to profess, practice, and propagate his or her own religion. Thus, India is a secular state because India is neither religious, nor irreligious, nor anti-religious. Now, the next term is democracy. Here, demo means people and cracy means rule. So it means that here we have the rule of the people. It tells us that government will be formed by the will of the people. So a democratic government has been described as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The people of India have the power to elect a government of their own choice and govern the country through their elected representatives. The next term is republic. It is we who will decide who will run the country and not the king or the queen by electing the representatives. A republic is a state where the head is an elected official and not a monarch or a dictator. India has an elected head of the state, the president. The post of the president is not hereditary. The president has a fixed term of 5 years. Every citizen of India is eligible to become a president of India. Now, let us discuss about the objectives of the Constitution. So, the first objective is justice. All citizens are equal in the eyes of the law. Justice shall not be denied to anybody on the basis of place of birth, race, caste, creed, sex, status or religion. Every individual will get whatever they want in terms of basic rights of food, clothing, shelter, participation in decision making, and living with dignity as human beings. The next objective is liberty. Liberty means freedom. Every Indian citizen shall enjoy certain fundamental rights such as the freedom of thought and expression and the freedom to follow the religion of one's choice without any fear. The next objective is equality. All citizens of India should be treated equally and given equal protection of law without any discrimination of caste, creed, birth, religion, wealth, etc. The next objective is fraternity, that is, the spirit of oneness and brotherhood. A democracy can work only if there is a spirit of brotherhood and oneness among the different sections of the society. This aimed at removing social barriers between Indians belonging to different communities and bringing unity and integrity among them. India being multilingual, multicultural and multi-religious society, there is a need to encourage unity and integrity among the people. I would like to conclude by saying we may belong to different social groups, but we should not forget that first and foremost we all are Indians. And the feeling of being one will remove all the social evils from our society. And our country can achieve its goals of securing all these objectives of justice, liberty, and equality for all its citizens. Thank you.